Hey, let's get this stream started. So I'm just going to do a couple things here in the background. Make sure that the stream has started. And make sure that the audio is okay. Hey, let's get this started. So I'm just going to... Let me check the audio real quick. And yeah, audio is good. Okay, so now let me share this out on a few different places. And drum up some interest, because this is unplanned. Impromptu masterclass on AI agents live on YouTube. Come join the stream. Bring your imagination, questions, comments, and ideas to see how we can use AI agents to drive infrastructure as agents with integrations with ServiceNow and NetBox and more. So let's get that out on YouTube. And let's get this out on Blue Sky, my preferred platform. And let's get this out on LinkedIn. Okay, so that's been shared out. And now let me start sharing my screen. And I'll show you what's what here. So let me just switch over to sharing screen. And on the side, if you'll bear with me, so that I can answer comments and questions and stuff, let me get the stream up on another platform so I can interact with you. Just give me a second here. I'm still getting set up. We'll just give this a second, and I'll be able to keep an eye on the stream. Just bear with me 1 second. And then we're going to get into an Excala draw, and we're going to take a look at so give me 1 second here. And I'm going to get the channel up here on the side. All right, great. Okay, here we go. It's good. So now I can... Hey, Dilemma, thanks for joining. Stop me anytime with questions. Okay, so here's the idea. I have a running ping between PC1 and PC2 here in this CML from Cisco topology. So I've set up all this environment, and even if I go to say router 2, let me log back in. And if I go back to router 2's console, if I ping 10.10.10.100 source ETH 00.40, we can ping. So this router can ping all the way across down to these hosts. These hosts can ping each other. What I'm going to do is break this, right? So I'm going to shut the sub interface on router 1, and we can see the pings are going to stop working. See how the pings have stopped? And if I go back to router 2 and try that same ping, it's not going to work. So what would we do? We would open up a problem in ServiceNow, right? So I'm going to do an example, and then I'll back all the way up and draw it out on a whiteboard, as well as show you the code. So we're going to just make just a default, and we're going to say this has high impact and it's a high urgency. And the problem statement is after, let's just say this. Let's lead the witness a little bit. After changes to router 1, PC 1 can no longer ping PC 2. And the description is going to be PC 1 10 10 10 100 cannot ping PC 2 10 10 30 100 after changes to router 1. All right, and that's it. Okay, so we're going to save this ticket. We're going to save this ticket. Sorry, my mouse was dirty. And now we have a ticket. So if I go back to my ticket list and refresh it, we have a ticket. After changes to router 1, PC 1 can no longer ping PC 2. Okay, so my code is running with my agents, and we're going to just fix this problem. So we're going to say, can you check for problems in ServiceNow, troubleshoot the problem, resolve the problem, provide evidence that the problem is resolved, update and close the problem in ServiceNow, and send a comprehensive report, including the ServiceNow problem, the troubleshooting, and the resolution to that email address. Let me give it a name. And update and close the problem in ServiceNow. I would say update and close the problem in ServiceNow, including how you resolved the issue. All right. Good question, Eugene, about the authorization. Let me just jump to that. So Eugene has a question here. Good call. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you this. However, in my agents, now my ServiceNow agent obviously needs authentication and how to get to the ServiceNow API. I am calling all of that from a .env file that I'm not going to open. My .env file has a ServiceNow URL, which is the HTTPS to my ServiceNow instance, my user, and my password. For something like my email, I'm grabbing the information from that .env file. Every time I invoke my ChatGPT, I'm getting my OpenAI key from that .env file. Hey, no problem, Eugene. Did that make sense, by the way? Awesome. I'm glad you are here. Did that make sense? About the .env? So we stuff everything that we need to authenticate in a .env file. Also, by the way, I have a get ignore that ignores the .env. So if you want to run this code on your own, I'm going to push this ServiceNow code up into the main branch later at the end of this. All you need to do is make that .env file. I might put a dummy one up into the Git repository, so when you clone it, you'll have a shell But obviously I don't want to push my credentials out to GitHub. So this is how I do it, is with .env. Okay, so we have our prompt. Can you check can you check for problems in ServiceNow, troubleshoot the problem, resolve the problem, provide evidence that the problem is resolved, update and close the problem in ServiceNow, including how you resolve the issue, and send a comprehensive report to the ServiceNow, including the ServiceNow problem, the troubleshooting, and the resolution to John. Okay, everybody ready for this? Everyone strapped in? So we're going to hit send, and let's watch the reasoning in action here. So let's bring that up. And we're going to see it calls first the problem table in ServiceNow. And now if we back up a little bit, here's the, to address the request, I need to perform the following steps. 1, check for problems in ServiceNow. 2, troubleshoot any identified problems. 3, resolve and close the problem and provide evidence of the resolution. Update and close the problem in ServiceNow, including details on how it was resolved. Send a comprehensive report to John Capobianco. Right now, this is an agent executor chain in LangChain. That's what the framework I'm using. We'll get to that in a bit. But you can see it grabbed the problem information. So here's that problem that I opened from ServiceNow. The next thing it's going to do is verify the status and configuration of router 1 and check the connectivity of PC1 to PC2. So now it's handed off to my router 1 agent. Remember, infrastructure as agents. ServiceNow agent has done its part. It's retrieved the problem statement. Router 1 is going to take over, and it's going to do a show run and check the running config of this router. The next thing it's going to do is analyze the details. So it's going to check show IP route and see that there's no route to 10.10.10, right? Okay, so here's the routing table information. And it's going to keep troubleshooting this issue. So now it's checked the sub interfaces and sees that it's administratively down. Right, to bring up that sub interface is how it's going to resolve this issue. Isn't this fun? Isn't this wild to watch this in action and live? I haven't touched the keyboard yet. So now it's going to go ahead and no shut that interface. I bet if I go back to my sandbox, the running pings have resumed, and they have. The problem is fixed, okay? And it's been fixed a little while ago because I'm scrolling backwards. So now it's going to test the connectivity between these PCs and call my PC agent, right? We had the router agent, the ServiceNow agent, now it's calling the PC agent. It's logged in and has successful pings. It's going to try to patch the ticket. And let's see if it's able to patch and close this ticket. Let's see. I don't know. I haven't had it successfully do that yet. So here's the email that I've received. And we can look at the email to prove that I received it. Let's look at the prompt. The issue with PC1 not being able to ping PC2 was resolved by bringing up the sub interface on router 1. Comprehensive report. However, due to permission issues, I was unable to update and close. So is the ServiceNow ticket still open? It is. Huh. I got to troubleshoot that. I was able to curl and successfully close. Let's take a look at the logs. I don't want to troubleshoot this live. I thought that would work. But the key here is that the ticket's been closed. And if I hop into my Gmail, I'm going to have a new email here with the comprehensive report on how it troubleshot the issue and how it resolved it and everything, right? Now, why didn't it close the ServiceNow ticket? Let's just go up into the logs and see what it tried. I might have to adjust the prompt here. I'm also going to work with ChatGPT live and see if we can fix this because it should have worked. So it tried to do a patch with this payload, and I got a URL not found. So then it tried to patch there. 403 client error, forbidden URL. Let's follow this URL. And if I sign in as my ServiceNow account, and I don't mind sharing this because it's just a sandbox that's going to expire in a few days. And I can even change that password after this session. Okay, so it was able to, that is the correct URL. Why did I get a permissions issue? I got a 403 forbidden here. Because I'd love to be able to close that ticket. So we can do the same thing. Let me take some of these logs. Another forbidden there. If you have the necessary permissions. So is it not using the right account maybe? Let me copy this. I do want to get this working where it can actually do the full closed loop and update and close the ticket. Now I was able to curl that. So let's take that. And I'm going to find my ChatGPT here. Whoops, ChatGPT. And I have an ongoing conversation about this very problem that I'm trying to solve. So let's go back here, and I'm going to say, I'm still having 403 permission issues. I'm using the agent, paste in the error. When I did the curl, it did seem to successfully close the problem ticket, but my agent seems to lack permissions. Now, oh no, I don't teach it about any of the APIs. I'm going to just say nothing is hard-coded. To Eugene's question. Eugene brought up a good point. How much of that's hard-coded? I will get into the code. So let me, since we're talking about code, let's show you the code I'm going to troubleshoot. Okay, so this is the ServiceNow agent, and it's only 207 lines of code, but you're going to see 40 or 50 lines of that code is human English as a template. So this is the masterclass portion. How do we build a template? How do we build an AI agent? There's a paper I'd love for you. So if you just Google React AI Agent, not React like the JavaScript front end, but a React agent model. I urge you to read this paper, question, thought, action, observation. And I've added final observation or final answer to this. But this paper is what inspired me to move into React agents and get this working. So let's go back to the code. So the key here is, we have import OS JSON logging requests. Doesn't look like I need text wrap. .env to load the .env. Now from LangChain, we're going to bring in tools and the tool class, OpenAI, and the ChatGPT class, because I'm using ChatGPT 4.0 as my LLM. Agents, the agent executor, and the create React agent, and a prompts for the prompt template. The authentication issues or the ServiceNow information. We build the ServiceNow controller that has the headers and the ServiceNow information to make the call. I have a get records, create records, and update records for the post patch and get. Now I don't have a delete records. I haven't added the delete yet. Now I have a parse JSON input, just a general function, And now I have my tools, where I invoke those tool classes, where I have a name, a function, a description, and a function. And these functions are what call the ServiceNow with the input data. All right, and some are for incidents, and some are for problems. This is the tool that I'm using to try and update that record and close it, by the way. Resolution code, etc. So this is the little function that updates a problem to hopefully close it. We define our LLM. This could be a local model with Ollama once the open models catch up a bit to tool calling. Right now I'm stuck on GPT-4o, and that's fine. The next key thing here is a list of tools. And this is all of the tools that we've defined above. Okay, so tools equals the list of our CRUD activity tools. The prompt template is really important here. We're going to have some input variables of input, agent scratchpad, tool names, and tools, and then our template. So you're a ServiceNow assistant managing incidents and problems. Tools, the list of tools. Tool names, from the tool names. Some guidelines. And this format here, thought, your reasoning, action, the tool name, action input, the input to the query, your observations, right, the result of your actions, and then the final answer to the user. I provided some examples following that same chain of logic, and then I say now begin handling requests. The question and your scratch pad. All of this down here is always the same in my agents, more or less. We're going to create a React agent, and then we're going to create an agent executor. Pass it the LLM, pass it the tools, pass it the prompt. Pass this the agent, the tools, and your max iterations, verbosity, and parsing errors. So if I were to show you all of my agents, they all more or less look and feel the same way. In fact, this agent was built primarily off of my NetBox agent. What's different about my NetBox agent? Not a whole lot. The prompt, this information, is specific to NetBox, and my tools are all specific to NetBox. You know, more or less the same code, right? Now, how do I orchestrate them? I have a main agent, and think of this as the main agent calling tools, and its tools are my other agents. Those sub-agents have access to all of the tools that we've defined within them, right? So I'm going to, initialize agent and bring in tools and my chat GPT. From all of my agents, bring in their prompts and their tools, initialize those agents as various zero-shot React descriptions, set up my agent functions, set up my tools, create a master list of tools and a master agent. I should really rename this. Let's do that right now. Parent tools, parent agents, and that's going to be parent tools, parent agent. All right, that's all fixed up. So let's make sure we don't have any outstanding changes. We're going to save everything. So that's the under the hood. Now, can we fix that problem with my ServiceNow agent? So we're going to bring the system down. We're going to take a look at what ChatGPT recommends here. And this is, right, I haven't sent it in yet. Let's send in the agent code. All right, so we're going to get ChatGPT to help me try to debug and resolve this 403 issue. before updating, fetch the actual system ID. I see. So the agent should use the system ID instead of. That makes sense. So let's add this get problem system ID function. That does make a lot of sense. All right, so get problem system ID, which is related to update problem. So there's update problem. So we're going to add that. Modify your update problem. System ID, I see. All right. To get that system ID. It's not the update problem tool, it's just update problem. No, I only have the tool. All right, I opened up the wrong thing there. Can you, that's embarrassing. All right, come on, let's get rid of Steam. All right, so can you clarify, I don't have a def update problem. I have this so far. I haven't, bruh, that's awesome. I haven't looked at Hugging Face's small agents. I've only been stuck on LangChain. But yeah, the strings as arguments is a little different. I haven't hit any limitations in terms of LangChain. I am struggling with this 403 error from. Okay, here we go. So updated problem tool. Let's try this code. And you know, this ServiceNow is, I got to admit, I don't use ServiceNow a lot. I had to go digging deep into some setting to turn off some API filter. Honestly, it took me like an hour to figure that out, maybe more. All right, so let's give this another shot. I do want to see if it'll close the ticket. So let's go back and we're going to ask the same question. And we're going to break the ping by just shutting that interface. So it should figure that out and fix it, no problem. That is like a repeatable thing, by the way. It has no problem doing most of this. The 403 is a problem with ServiceNow, and we're just trying to tweak it so that it can go ahead and close the ticket. So there is the ticket there. This is the API for that ticket. So here's the ticket here. I want to see if I can, if I turn off the filter, if it will disappear and if I can get a resolution and all that stuff. So it's going to do a little bit of different reasoning every time, right? So here's the new reasoning. Check for problem in ServiceNow, troubleshoot the problem, resolve the problem, provide evidence, update and close, email. So grab the problem. And now it's on PC1. So this time, it's kind of funny. It's going to actually validate that there is a problem. So the ping resulted in 100% packet loss. So it knows that there is no ping. So now it's on router 1, and it's going to hopefully just no-shut that interface. Well, let's grab the running config, it'll do the analysis, and then it'll no-shut that port. Okay, actually I had a parsing error there. Something's crashing. Let's do this again. Yeah, I got a parsing error. We're going to hit send again. I have to troubleshoot that parsing error. Every once in a while, what's happening is the info that's coming back, the LLM chokes on it. There's something in the text output. So this running config has something it doesn't like. And I get this output parsing failure. They do give you a page to troubleshoot it. There's not much to go on. And it's always when I do an agent invoke with the input data and it's choking on something in this input data. I want to be transparent about my work. This is experimentation. So we're back on router 1 here, and it should just, it's going to try it again. It should no shut that interface. So it's no shut the port. All right, so we're back to a running ping working between the two hosts, and it's gone ahead and no shut that port. Pretty remarkable that that's a repeatable thing, that it's able to take just the ticket. Now it's going to run the ping and prove that it's working. Okay, so the big test is, did I fix that 403 issue, the forbidden issue? Let's see. It should go ahead now and try to open up or resolve that ticket. See, we got the 404, so that's different. It's not finding the URL. 404s are okay. It's the 403 that I'm dreading. It's just struggling finding the URL. So now it's going to go ahead and get some data. It seems to be in a loop here on this problem none. Did it die yet? No. So go ahead and make the ServiceNow calls you need to make to figure out what the right APIs are. Now you see 404 error. So it did finish, but it didn't close the ticket. That's unfortunate. We're going to give it another go. Let me just close this and start a new session. I'm with you on the deprecation. I dread the deprecation warnings. I have some deprecation warnings in some other code that is actually live, and I don't want to deal with it. LangChain's changed their memory, so I do a lot of conversational memory buffers, and they've changed all their memory to use LangSmith, which is a bit of a rewrite. So I'm with you. It's wet cement. I want to see if I can get this to close the ticket. So let me show you something. And I'll do this from scratch. Let me shut that interface down first, and we'll break the ping. We're going to grab this prompt and copy it so we don't lose it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the curl and close that ticket. Actually, let's just do it this way. Can I get the curl information to get the problem ID and whatever else I need, and the curl to resolve the problem manually? Let's confirm we can make a curl work, then adjust the AI agent. This is where I like to start. And again, this is that temporary ephemeral password that I don't mind on the screen. All right, so we're going to see if we can close this ticket manually with a curl. All right, I want to make sure that I can do that before I dick around anymore with the agent. assigned to. Okay, so maybe that is the issue, is that I'm missing an assigned to field. All right. See, like I don't think it's the agent. It's the fucking Snow APIs. Someone called it Snow. I guess that makes sense. ServiceNow. All right, let's get the curl to go, and then we're gonna work backwards from there. All right, hang on. The payload is now valid JSON. I did this before we started recording. I did do a curl, and I sort of arrogantly thought that it would just be easy enough to work into the agent. Cannot update from new to closed. Okay. Right? So it's maybe a ServiceNow workflow thing. All right, so is it a two-step thing? In progress. Okay, that worked. And then resolved. And now if I check the ticket, let me give it this information and tell it that the ticket is still there. Well, thanks for sticking with me. If you're still, I hope this isn't boring to you. I do want to just get this refined. Maybe it's got to be updated and then closed. The second patch request failed to transition to resolved. Instead, it remains in progress. Okay, that did it. All right. Okay, so that last curl closed the ticket. Seems like I need to transition the ticket first to in progress, then resolve it. Can we incorporate these learnings into my AI agent? Haha. ServiceNow. That's okay, Eugene. I think we're on to the right track here. I'm just going to move it to in progress, move it to resolve, move it to closed. So it's going to give me the full code. All right. Well, I don't need the full code. Just give me the update. But this is fine. And you can see here, everyone, right? Work with ChatGPT, work with Gemini, work with Claude, work with Llama 3.1 or whatever. There's no... Okay, so it looks like transition problem state is a new tool. That's cool. So a new tool of transitioning the problem state, or a new function, I should say. And then all the rest of this stuff. All right, now I can't just copy this blind. I don't think I need to change any of the other code. I need this new function. And I'm sorry for everyone at home. I gotta fix this zoom while I code. Get problem state. Is that a new function as well? Get problem state. Retrieve the current state of a problem. And get problem system ID. I think I already have that. Get problem system ID. Okay, so that's where that goes. So I need a new problem state, the transitioning of the state, and then update the problem tool. And let me just set the template here. Let me change the guidelines. Let me just say, can you give me template text for reasoning for closing a ticket, transition to in progress, transition to resolve, transition to closed. I don't like that template that it gave me there. No. These stupid thing. I mean, update this with the 3-step logic for it to follow to close the ticket properly. So guidelines for problem resolution, that's cool. We can build out, so I could give it guidelines for problem creation, which I still want to try. I haven't tried it to say, go find a problem and then open a ticket with the details of the problem. Something we can try a little later if I get this working. Did I lose any open incidents, create incident, open problems, close a resolve problem? All right, let's try this new template. Bring this down and see if we can get it to transition. So that means I need a new ticket. I need to start from scratch here, which is fine. Let me crank up the zoom again for everybody. And while I'm here, we're going to make sure that's copied. Is the ping broken? Yeah, ping is broken. There's no problems, actually. Just so it doesn't get confused, I'm going to delete the old problem. Okay, let's get the system back up. We're going to create a new problem. High impact, high urgency. PC1 cannot ping PC2. After changes to router 1, PC1 cannot ping PC2. Save that. And let's try it again. All right. 2 tickets? Well, 2 tickets, it might go through each ticket in order. I don't know. I think it might be more logical or plausible for me to take the ticket number and say, please resolve this ticket, right? The other thing that we can do is maybe assign it to a user. So let's try that. We can assign it to a user and then say, assign to, how do I assign this to somebody? So what we're going to do is assign it to our AI agent. Do I not have an AI agent? Oh, there's only, how do I assign it to an individual person? Fucking ServiceNow. I did make a user earlier that I was hoping to assign it to a user. I just want to assign it to an individual. Anyway, let's go back. Assign to. Why can't I assign this to somebody? Anyway, I'll worry about that later. Let's get back on track. Okay, so we're going to paste in this and we'll watch it again. If anyone new that's joined the stream, you're going to see this logic in action here. Well, in production, I'd actually give it a ticket number. I'd say, here's the ticket number, or you as the AI agent have tickets assigned to you. Go ahead and fix those problems that are assigned to you as a ServiceNow user. So it's on PC1 to validate that the ping's failing. And I'm just going to poke around here. Like, I added a user called admin user. Why can't I assign it to the individual? Well, let's go back to the logic here, or the reasoning. So it's checking the route. It should have noticed that it doesn't have a route to 10.10.100 here. So administratively down, it should pick up to correct that interface. So it's going to try to no shut that port right now, and we'll get the pings running. Okay, so it's no shut. Pings are back up. And now it's all about the ServiceNow ticket. Well, it's going to ping to validate. Right. It's going to go ahead and ping to validate. Just put the username in. Okay. I'll try that next time. For the next case, I'll see if I can just type in the AI agent and then say fix any problems that are assigned to you. So I'm not getting any 403s or 404s here. It's complaining about double quotes for the system ID or something. And attempt it, but an issue with permissions or system health. Still open, eh? All right, let me try something else since we know all the rest of the process works. Can you close the ServiceNow ticket? Mark it resolved with notes that you know shut ETH 0.10. I want to see this specific functionality here. Ha! Okay, like, look at it. Y'all just watch me close it, right? Active true, there's no active tickets. And there it is there, closed from the system administrator. So if we look at this now, does it have any details? Okay, so it doesn't actually have any details, I don't think. But it did close out the ticket. Problem marked resolved. But I don't see, like down here, the resolution resolved and resolved by. Okay, but that's, we know it can do it. All right, let's go back. Notes. Did it make any notes? Where are the notes on this ticket? Notes. I don't see any notes. Okay, all right, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna stop this and bring it down to tweak it and adjust it just a bit more. I'd love to get the notes, one. Two, I'd love to get it working at the end of that chain and close the ticket. So we know like it was able to close that ticket. But why didn't it close the ticket, you know? I tried this, and it did close the ticket, but it didn't add any resolution, notes, or codes, or notes. It just closed the ticket. Also, it didn't seem to work earlier. Let's go back up into the logs. And let's give it the code. It is really cool to see it in action. I'm constantly like, wow, is that ever cool? And like my jaw drops and I'm just really excited because it's really exciting stuff to be breaking this ground and to be playing with this. All right, so it's gonna say, what's the problem here? It looks like your AI agent was closing tickets properly, setting the required resolution notes and codes. Additionally, it wasn't properly following the state transition. I've incorporated the learnings. Key improvements. In progress, then resolved, then closed. Retrieve the correct sys ID. ensure the following fields are always set, improve logging if it fails. All right. Now, we're going to merge some of this. Oh, there's only the one tool problem. No, I can't take all of this code. I'm going to take the update problem, transition problem state, I don't know that that's changed. And the prompt, we're going to take it in chunks. That's all a bit much. Let's give it the new guidelines. All right. Let's try that. And let's try something. Let's just try a couple new things. I lost that big prompt. That's too bad. I'll have to type that up again. Let's break the ping. And let's see if we can open up a ticket. Can you please create a problem ticket in ServiceNow with the title PC1 cannot ping PC2 and the description after changes to R1 PC1 can no longer ping PC2. Send. And that's the previous ticket. It's struggling with the URL here. I'm getting bad requests, lots of bad requests. Again, I've never tried to open a ticket. Again, this is something that's going to need a little bit of troubleshooting to say when you're opening a ticket, here's what you need to do. Because I'd love to be able to say to my agents, go out and detect problems, and if you find anything, open up a ticket, resolve the problem, and update that ticket, like totally make it autonomous. So we're going to skip that. I'll come back to that on my own time. Let's see if we fix the updating of a problem ticket. So we're going to need a new ticket here. What happened to my view? 10.10.10.100 can no longer ping PC2. Save that. Yeah, see, it's only got these problem coordinators. Weird. All right. So we've got our problem. And our ping is broken. All right, so let's see here. Is this running yet? No. Okay, let's give this another go. And then I want to do something different. I want to resolve this, then we'll move on to something fun. Can you please check ServiceNow for problems? Troubleshoot the problem. Resolve the problem. Provide evidence the problem is fixed. Update and resolve the ServiceNow ticket with how you resolve the issue. I'm going to leave the email part out. Let's just make it focused on this. We all know the email works. So we're going to hit send. And we're going to watch the troubleshooting. So it's grabbed the problem. Now it's on router 1. Doing a show run, and it's checking the configuration. And we can see that that's shut down. It should from there be able to hopefully just no shut that port and then log into PC1, the PC agent, and ping after it no shuts the port. So here we are on router 1, and it's no shut the port, and our pings are running. Pretty cool to see that work like clockwork. I just need to iron out this resolution of the ticket. To close the loop, get a ticket, troubleshoot it, fix it, prove that it's fixed, and now it's going to go on to PC1 and ping to prove that it's fixed. Update and close the ticket. Update and close the ticket. So that's what's next. Let's see what happens here. So we have our ticket. It failed. I'm going to paste this in, but what? Is that the message that we got back? So it's still there. Is it transition state or anything? No, it's still new. Oh, this is maddening, because it's like the least complicated portion of the tooling is to. All right. Problem ID instead of a sys ID. Rename problem ID to sysid in the payload. Okay, so how do I fix the agent? We're really close. We're really close. If that's all it is an incorrect field, I'm just going to stop this and say, just show me the line of code to So let's break the ping. Ticket's still open. And have I broken this too by being impatient? Probably. Problem ID in the update problem tool. That'll do it if that's wrong. Update problem tool. Well, it is sysid. It was already sysid. All right. All right. Let's try this one more time. The ping is broken, right? Yeah. All right. So it'll fix that ping easy enough. And let's see if we can get that. Oh, weird. Send that again. Output parsing failure. Okay, so it's on the PC, going to validate that it can't ping. And then it'll grab the router config and fix the router config and then ping again. And then hopefully get the ticket information correct and closed. I'll settle for closing the ticket. Notes would be really nice if it actually said, here's what I did in the notes or the resolution fields. We should be able to figure this out. So now it's grabbing the running config here. Let me look for problem number just to be sure. So that's getting the sysid from the problem number. I think we'll be okay. Let me bring it down again. I don't know why we're getting parsing errors all of a sudden. I should really... Anyway, I'll show you what this article says. It doesn't give you much to go on. Output parsing failure. Unable to handle the model output as expected. And they just sort of give you this. Anyhow, that's what I'm up against occasionally, is this output parsing failure error. So we still have our problem, we still have broken pings. It's time to feed the dogs, so you're going to hear some dogs barking in the background, and then I got to take them outside, so I might have to wrap this up. Let's see if we can get this working, and then I got to take the dogs out. And if not, I'll keep hacking away at it. And if I do get it working, I'll make a video. I wanted to do this live to show people the power of these agents. Okay, so go ahead and fix router 1. Okay, it's checking the routes. Sometimes it doesn't jump right to the config. This might take a little bit more to reason. I would love it to close the ticket properly, all by itself. No, that's wrong. It's added a route. I'm going to have to fix that. It's the first time I've seen it get this wrong. Make sure the ping's going to run. Yeah, and we're going to shut that again. All right, let's try this one again. That was weird. Usually it doesn't have any problems shutting or no shutting the right interface. Eugene, yeah, it's on GitHub. I got to push up my code, though, for my ServiceNow agent. So it's not quite up to date on GitHub. I'll do that as soon as I close out the stream. If you do want to fork it and fix it, that would be wonderful. That would be really great. All right, so it's grabbing the table for incidents. I don't know why I went to incidents. It should go to problems. Did I say incident? No, problems. There are no incidents. Let's try that again. I said problems. And went to incident again. Did I put incidents in my code somewhere by accident? Now everything's gone off the rails. Now why is it going to incidents? There, it's gone to problems now. So there's the problem. It's going to hit PC1 and check its interface IP. Okay. Yeah, it's called like multi-device AI agents on my GitHub. I think that's what this one's called. I haven't given it a fancy name yet. I was thinking about renaming it Hive or something like that. Now it's checking PC2's IP information. Weird that it didn't go right to the router. Oh, I got the resolution code thing figured out. That was a policy issue that I had to shut off Sitej. Okay, so it's back on track. It's on the router. Should notice that it's missing the route to 10.10.10.10. I usually like to see it do a show run and notice that the sub interface is shut, or a show IP interface brief and notice that the sub interface is shut. Probably do show IP interface brief next, if I know this. Okay, no, we're going to do show run next. Okay, no, it's still looking for the routes. I just hope it doesn't add a static route and think this PC is on the other side of the network. Weird, the reasoning's kind of gone a little bit more poor. I just want to troubleshoot the ticket issue. Although you did see me close a ticket from a prompt. And now I have the output parsing fail. Yeah, and the output parser failed on me. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I do unfortunately have to take my dogs out. Not unfortunately, but I will keep working on this and see if I can get it to close tickets. And I'll record that as a video if I do get it to close tickets. I want to thank everyone for joining and all the awesome interaction and conversation. This has been a lot of fun. I'll likely be back on the stream tomorrow messing around with this or showing the progress that I've made. And I will push this code up to GitHub, the ServiceNow ticket. Let's just try this one more time before I go. I hate to leave on a failure like that. I'd love to see it close this ticket. And I didn't even get to some of the things I wanted to try. All right. And it went to incident again. Something in my prompt may have changed. It's going to say there are no incidents. Yeah. Something about the way I've worded this particular prompt. There, now it's grab problems. All right. I'm not sure, David. That's a great question about the projects in ChatGPT. I'm not sure if that's a collaborative space or not. That's a good question. So it did grab the show run, and now it should just no shut the port. All right, we're back on the rails here. At least I hope it just goes ahead and no shuts the port, and we get the running ping going. And again, for everyone watching, like, subscribe, share these videos, share the ideas. The more people involved, the more people that are getting into this, the better. The earlier, the better. All right, so now it's on router 1, and it's going to no shut that port. There we go. There's the running ping is working. And now let's see if it will update and close and resolve that ticket all by itself. That's the whole point of today's live stream. So now it's going to run the ping. Pings are working. Happy as nails, all fixed. Yeah, I am on Discord. I do have a Discord account. I'm on the Art of Network Engineering's Discord. If anyone's interested, go to the Art of Network Engineering Discord. They actually have, holy cow, so hang on. Moving the problem to in progress with this URL and that payload. Marking the problem as resolved. Closing the problem. No kidding? No kidding. Come on. Ha, look at everybody. Active true. There is the closed ticket. We did it. We did it on the very last attempt. Now, it didn't add any notes, didn't add anything. However, we said go ahead and solve this problem and close the ticket, and we've closed the ticket. How about a big round of applause? How about a big, cheer, everybody? Awesome. So, it picked up the ticket, troubleshoot the ticket, resolve the ticket, prove it's resolved with ping, close the ticket in ServiceNow, and it could have sent me an email with all the details. So thank you again for joining. I'm going to be pushing the boundaries and making some videos. I want to thank you for joining me today, everyone.